What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another one of Dumpling Vlogs. That was a weird color. I'm actually getting ready for school right now. Haven't left yet. Still 7:39 in the morning. Every morning, usually my hair is like super crazy. So I do this to kind of make it settle down. But now I'm just doing it because it needs to be a little bit more compact. In the morning, I always wear a beanie. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the summer because this literally saves my day. Literally, this thing is amazing. Oh, wet and nasty, but yet the sun is out, but it's nasty. Today I actually have an assignment to go get a ticket for my grandfather because he's gonna ride the train tomorrow and he needs a ticket for it. So that's the plan, is for me to go get them a ticket on my way back from school. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I made it home. I actually did some errands. I went to go buy a ticket for my grandfather and I went to go eat. I couldn't tape it all though. And the reason for that is today is an extremely windy day. Like, it'll knock you over when you're laying down. Like, that's how bad it is. It'll like, if you were laying down, you know, next to the beach and then the breeze came, you'd go into you go in the water. Like, no joke, I went to that park and I laid down, and you know how there's the fountains that spray up in the air? Well, that was, I'd say, like 500 feet away, at least. And I could feel mist on my face from the wind blowing the fountain. It was a pretty windy day. So because of that, I couldn't tape because you wouldn't be able to hear a thing I said. So I either have to buy a wind muff for this camera, or I make one myself, and I'm thinking about just making it myself. You know what? If I have the supplies, I'm gonna make it. I'll make it right now. Right now. I'll do it right now. If I don't do it now, I won't do it ever, so. Well, scratch that plan. One of the days my aunt cleaned out my room, she probably saw it, was like, this is trash, and throw it away. Because I thought I put the fluff and the tape, but apparently I didn't. It's either that or it's in this closet. If it's not in this closet, I don't have it. And it doesn't look like it's in the closet. I'll just buy one online. They're not that expensive, so it should be fine. Because there wasn't really much action that I was able to tape today, I thought I could talk about Civil Air Patrol, and I'll do the Q&A later. Civil Air Patrol, yes. Specifically encampment. Now, those of you that don't know, I was in this program called Civil Air Patrol, and what it is, it's the Air Force Auxiliary. You help out the community, you help out other people, and you're in a squadron. Now, there's many squadrons throughout the state, and it's kind of hard to explain how the system works, but there's groups, there's states, you know, regions, and then there's the country, and of course there's the chain of command, which is pretty much the rules for the ranking, and eventually it gets all the way up to the president, which right now is Donald Trump. Anyways, there's this little thing in the Civil Air Patrol. It's kind of like a boot camp. It's 1 week. It's called encampment. Now, this encampment is rough. Before I get too much into encampment, I just wanted to go back into Civil Air Patrol. It's kind of like ROTC. Just to give you guys an idea, it's not ROTC, it's completely different, but it's kind of like that, kind of the same concept. There's a color guard, blah, blah, blah. Back to encampment. You go to a place, and in my case, it was Camp Blanding in Florida. You pretty much, I mean, the first couple of days, you're scared to death because you arrive, you know, you're in your uniform and people are yelling at you to do something and you're completely like nervous. You don't know what's going on and they're just screaming at you and they're like, get the stuff out of your luggage. Are there anything, you know, is there anything sharp in your luggage? And I'm really like keeping it down. They're screaming this stuff at you and you're like trying to rush and do stuff and you don't know what's going on, and it's really nerve-wracking and scary. The first, I guess, for 3 or 4 days, I'd say 3. The 4th day is kind of starting to get better, but it's rough. Like, you're scared to death. People are screaming at you like they've never had before. I wouldn't say it's near as bad as boot camp in real life, but it's as close as you're gonna get out of the military. So they're yelling at you and they give you some things. They give you a notebook which you have to keep throughout the whole entire week. It's called the ETG, and what that stands for is Encampment Training Guide. Now, it's not really called that, but that's what they called it before they changed the name. Anyways, this ETG, when there's nothing for you to do, they actually give it to you and they say, okay, read this. And they make everybody stand in a line or do whatever, and you have to hold it, and your arm has to be at a 90-degree angle, and it has to be right in front of your face, and you have to read your ETG at attention. Really, it's a pain. It's a pain, and you do it for like
20 minutes sometimes, 30 minutes, and your arm is like falling down, and they yell at you, and it's the scariest thing ever. But we get split into flights, squadrons, and we do team activities and fun stuff, rock climbing, obstacle course. There's so many fun things you can do at encampment. Of course, you have to completely be on your toes all the time because they're on to you about everything. It's kind of scary. But I'll tell you one thing, encampment was probably one of the most coolest opportunities of my life. Other than color guard, that was a really big deal, but encampment was a huge deal. First of all, it got me really numb to everything else that happened. Like before, if someone said something to me or to do something or was speaking at a higher tone, you know, I was like, dude, this guy's rude and scary and I don't like him. After going to encampment and you come back, it's like, this is nothing. You can take on anything after you go to encampment. When I'm gone away from the house for at least a week, I always get homesick around the 4th or 5th day. I don't know why. Every single time I went to camp, summer camp with the church, I got homesick. And I also got homesick at encampment. But you know, I just kept on pushing through it, and it was the coolest week ever because it was hard. It was rough. But I pushed through it. I learned so much. I made friends. You know, a lot about Civil Air Patrol is being connected with other people. I said this in another vlog, but with the color guard competition, I have friends in California. I have friends in Ohio. I have friends all around the whole entire country because of that. I went to national competition. That's a place not many people go in Civil Air Patrol, and I think, you know, that's a privilege, you know. First runner-up in the whole entire nation. Our team, second place in the whole entire nation. Like, I'm super proud of my team. I'm super proud of me. I'm really happy with what, you know, I've accomplished in Civil Air Patrol. And I think encampment had a lot to do with that, because without encampment, things would be rough. But that's all I kind of have to say. If you want to know anything more detailed about encampment, I kind of really went an overview of it. But if you are in Civil Air Patrol and you're watching this and you haven't been to encampment yet, don't let this video intimidate you. Encampment is something that you need to experience if you're in the Civil Air Patrol. You have to go to encampment. First of all, to do many things in Civil Air Patrol, you have to have been to encampment. It's a requirement. I can understand why. It really toughens you up, even though it's for kids. And even though it's died down so much compared to the real military, it was a big jump in scariness, I guess you could say. In a good way. I'd say the fun kind of overpowered everything else, you know. Yeah, it was a big deal in the beginning, but it really died down, and we became a team. We became a family. We became close. Anyways, that's just a brief overview of encampment. Hang out for tomorrow, because it's time to go to school. Because I didn't tape any today. Tomorrow's the makeup day. I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to like put myself down the next day and be like, sorry, I didn't do it. I have to do it. Give me a like, support me with this, get me excited for tomorrow, guys. Put down some comments. It would really make me feel good, you know, to hear inspirational comments. Grandma, if you're watching, don't do anything embarrassing, and if you are watching, just text me. It's a lot easier and more personal. I got you, Grandma. I got you. Because she watches my vlogs. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate your attention and your views. Like and subscribe. It would mean a lot. Have a good day. Goodbye. Uh-oh. That sounds like a bomb to me. The car's gonna blow up. Everybody be careful. It's gonna blow.